Welcome to Statlab Online. Statlab consists of 12 online activities that allow students to collect and statistically assess their own data in a fun and engaging way. Here's how it works. I'm going to log into Statlab with a username and password that I've already set up. Today, I want to learn more about the t-test, so I'm going to go to the Labs menu to choose a lab that will help me learn more. A t-test can be used to compare two different types of group, and the Judging Faces lab will show me how. After selecting the lab, I land on a screen with a brief description of the lab. From here, I choose Start Demo and wait for a pop-up screen to appear. This pop-up screen gives me the instructions for completing the lab. For this lab, my task is to rate the face that I see in terms of likability. Let's get started. As a face pops up on the screen, I use the rating scale to submit my response. This person seems fairly likable to me, so I move the sliding scale to indicate how much I like the person. And then I hit the spacebar to generate a new face. This person seems less likable to me, so I'll move the scale in the opposite direction. This process continues through 48 faces to be sure that I have ample data. Once I complete the lab, a results page will appear. The results tell me how this exercise is a good illustration of a t-test. The two groups that I compared in the lab were young faces and old faces. Based on the assessment of the faces, which is shown here as data, I'll go ahead and answer the questions above using my knowledge of statistics. All the labs in Statlab operate on the same premise. The student is expected to react to, assess, or rate something which produces their data that relates to the statistical assignment. To quote a student who tested Statlab, the labs are interesting and more involved than only doing calculations. They show the relationship between the experiments and the resulting statistical data. They help to give meaning to statistics. Statlab records the data and the completion of the questions so that instructors can see which students are using Statlab. From the instructor side, there is some setup needed to create a class. An instructor will first go to the instructor's page, and then they will choose Need to set up an account. They will then land on a page of instructions that will prompt them to enter a password that's been provided by Sage. A pop-up screen will appear for the instructor to fill out. The instructor will choose a group ID and a group password that they will later provide to their students to access Statlab. Once all the information is filled out, they click Apply and their class will be set up. Once the class is set up by the instructor, they will then have the options to view the instructions that they can provide to their students. Once students start to work in Statlab, an instructor can log into Statlab to check student progress. The instructor will simply use their login and choose Check Data. A pop-up screen will appear that will allow them to access information for all the labs. For each lab, they have the option to see a grade sheet, check the lab completion dates, see class data, and much more. For example, we can check the grade sheet for the Judging Faces lab. Here, we see only one student has completed their assignment. We can also choose to load student summaries that show the mean of each individual's data. Statlab offers instructors an easy way to engage their students in the study of statistics.